Hello everybody, welcome back to Tpull's Corner. Travis here after an extended stay away, and today's deck is evil. There's no other word for it. Looks like our opponent Ace is maybe doing a mulligan or two. We'll wait and see. I'm not sure this deck is legal that I'm using tonight. I mean, it's standard legal, right? We're on Arena. I mean, if we were in, like, say, the state of California, and, you know, maybe we were violating a state law or two by what we're going to do. You'll see. I haven't felt this bad about a deck since I made my first poison deck. As a matter of fact, I might go back and make a poison deck after this, just so I feel a little bit more clean. Let's just get rid of Bristly Bill right now. And then we will pay for the offspring cost, and we'll get 2 creatures out instead of 1. And then we're going to have 2 landfall triggers. That's a good enough start, I think. Elves, that's it? That's all you got? That's pretty bad. Alright, we will get rid of the dual land. I feel like we need more swamps than anything else. More landfall triggers. I haven't played a land yet, so we can still do that. Trigger. And now, I don't need to do anything. What we're going to do next, I think we just do this. Let's go ahead and get rid of their big giant. And then I don't have enough to pay this full cost, so I'm going to have to sacrifice something. Do I sacrifice the adult, or do I sacrifice the little 1/1 baby? Well, logically, objectively speaking, to destroy this, I'm not going to give up something that has greater toughness. I'm going to give up the toughness of 1, which is less. That's math. So congratulations, Magic the Gathering Online Arena. You made a scoop because he saw that I'm willing to sacrifice babies. That's right. Wizards of the Coast has designed an expansion that incentivizes you to destroy infants. Let's go to the deck list. Find the deck is called Sack the Baby. You might hear a monomaniacal laugh tonight as I embrace the evil. I really just need to make a poison deck. You know, I need to get a little less evil. But here's the thing. They made an expansion called Bloomburrow. Most of these cards tonight are from Bloomburrow. We've got the Iridescent Vine Lasher. Pay 2 for Offspring, you get a 1/1 baby that has the exact same traits and abilities. It's just only toughness 1 because it's a young one. We have 1 Star-Shaped Cleric. Well, 2 of them. The Offspring cost is cheaper. Instead of 2, it's 2 and a black, actually. You get another bat. These creatures can't block. Whenever you gain a life, each opponent loses 1 life. 4 of the Coruscation Mage. 2/2 creature. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. For the Manifold Mouse, at the beginning of combat on your turn, the target mouse you control gains your choice of Double Strike or Trample until end of turn. I got tired of seeing all the mouse tribal, and I mean, I made one for this series. This is part 12 of the 12 Days of Bloomburrow series, actually. But I wanted to show you could use this mouse in another deck, and it's the only mouse in the deck. So if you create an Offspring, you can give the Offspring Double Strike or Trample, or he's just giving Offspring or he's giving Double Strike and Trample to himself, and that's it. That's the only synergy. Steam Path Charger. Offspring, you can get 2 of these creatures. When the creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target player. 4 of those. What else do we have? We have a Thornplate Intimidator, 2 for 3. The Offspring, you'd have to pay 7 to get 2 of them down. But when the creature enters, target opponent loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent of their choice or they discard a card. So there's three different options for them to lose something, whatever they think is going to hurt the least for them. This is not a Bloomburrow card. It's Echo the Unrepentant, legendary Scorpion Dragon Rogue, Flying Trampler with 5/5. You sacrifice 3 other creatures. You can put a target card from your hand onto the battlefield. You can activate only as a sorcery. You can only do it once a turn. Those 2 extra sentences, or that last sentence with those 2 restrictions, 2 limitations, are to prevent this card from being broken. But we could bring back like a Thornplate Intimidator, for example, by sacrificing 3 1/1s. We also have 2 Rotten Mouth Vipers. It's an elemental snake, 6/6. It costs 6 to get down. Or you can sacrifice any number of non-land permanents, and you could save 5 on the cost and just cast it for 1 black mana if you sacrifice 5 non-land permanents. When it enters or attacks, you get a blight counter on it. And then, similar to the Thornplate Intimidator, when you attack, each opponent loses 4 life, or they can sacrifice non-land permanent or discard a card. So again, those same 3 choices. But Thornplate, you would only lose 3 life. For the Viper, you lose 4 life. And this gets worse because when it has 2 blight counters on it, you have to go through that process twice. And so on and so forth. The other stuff that we have in here, the removal spell is 4 copies of Consumed by Greed, which is a Bloomburrow card where they just sacrifice the creature that has the greatest power. If we gift them a card, we can return a creature card from our graveyard to our hand, so we could get back a Thornplate Intimidator or Viper or an Echo, that kind of thing, if we think it's worth giving up a card. And black, as you notice, this is just a kind of side digression real quick. We do this here at Tpull's Corner. Black will gift something if it's in black's best interest. Black is really big on self-interest, but they can, learn to give, learn to cooperate when it's to their advantage. They will never gift a baby, these 1/1s. When you look at Fountain Port, and you can spend 3 to pay 1 life and create a blue fish creature token, those are baby fish. That's a 1/1. So I want to show you something. If we restrict the set to Bloomburrow, and we look for Tapfish, and we take away the color restrictions, you're going to notice something. Everybody who wants to give the gift of life can, if they want to. Blue actually has 2 of them. But every color, white, blue, red, and green, all have gift a tapped fish. If you want to give the gift of life, all of the colors do it. Even colorless has Starforged Sword, which can also gift a tapped fish. Even the cold, unfeeling, emotionless, uncolored mana, those type of spells will gift a fish. Black does not have a gift of fish card. I'm not missing anything, right? I can craft. It would show up if I hit craft. Black does not gift life. Black sacrifices life. It does not even occur to black that they would have a spell that gives a tapped fish. That's how selfish black is. What black does do well is sacrifice. And they didn't do that in the set for the most part, but I'm going to get to the exceptions. To help us out, we have Annihilating Glare. You can destroy target creature or planeswalker for 5 mana. If you sacrifice an artifact or a creature, though, you only have to pay 1 black mana. What are we going to sacrifice? Again, no matter what card we choose, whether it's the Cleric, the Mage, the Mouse, the Charger, the Vine Lasher, or the Intimidator, we're always going to keep the adult and we're going to sacrifice the baby. Because it's logical, objective math, and we're trying to win a game here. If we lose one of our creatures, we can sacrifice it and draw 2 cards instead. We have Eaten Alive. Again, it costs 5 normally to exile the target creature or planeswalker, but we can sacrifice a creature and just pay 1 black. Much like Annihilating Glare. The difference, just for those of you who are interested in just a little peek behind the scenes on how the designers cost things. The Annihilating Glare costs 5, and you can do it for 1 black mana, but you only destroy the target creature or planeswalker. Eaten Alive is almost the same, except you're not destroying, you're exiling. So you notice is an additional cost to cast this spell if you're going to exile something. if you're paying the full cost. It doesn't just cost 4 and a black, it costs 3 and 2 black. So you're still paying 5 to get rid of a creature or planeswalker, but it costs one of those mana actually has to be an extra black because exiling is considered a bigger deal. Slightly more expensive than simple destroying things. So it's a very slight cost change, but it is there. So I just want to let you know, the designers argue about this stuff behind the scenes, and when it gets to the developing group, they make sure that things are costed accurately. So that's a very minor discrepancy in the cost for the difference between destroy and exile. So I find that stuff fascinating. You may find it boring. If not, you can skip this part of the deck tech. But for those of you that do find it interesting, I thought I'd just highlight that. Okay, next we have 1 copy of Sinister Monolith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So that's a nice little benefit with the Star-Shaped Cleric. A little synergy there. If I don't want this, I can pay 2 life and sacrifice it and draw 2 cards, but I can only do that as a sorcery. Now the other sacrifice card, I had to burn a Mythic Rare wild card to get this. Costs 5, Season of Loss. You can choose 5 pause worth of modes. If I want, each player can sacrifice a creature of their choice. I can do that 5 times. So if my enemy has 5 opponents, I can do 5. It doesn't matter if I have 4 or 3. Everybody's going to be sacrificing all their creatures. Or if I do, say, 3, make each of us sacrifice 3 of our creatures, and then I pay 2 more for the other 5, for the total of 5. Draw a card for each creature that died under my control this turn. Or for 3 paw prints, I can have each opponent lose X life, where X is the number of creature cards in the graveyard. Now, again, if we go back to restricting the set to Bloomburrow only, and we look at sacrifice, you're going to notice, I'm gonna weed it out to just the black and red colors, just because I want to keep this relatively short. The things that are sacrificing, Wizards of the Coast mostly took out the things that sacrifice creatures, because when they were playtesting, they discovered this. They discovered that there was an incentive for the player to sacrifice the infant to have the most efficient cost benefit analysis in each of your moves. And they decided that maybe they didn't want to have that kind of incentive out there. So black normally has all these other sacrifice type costs, right? These spells. They took them out. So, I mean, we have a couple just in the neighboring expansion sets, you know, March of the Machine type stuff. This is going to be around for 5 years. This is the new core set. And it is actually a reprint because we had this, I think, in Innistrad at the last rotation. So black always has these type of spells. They always have this spell like Corrupted Conviction where you sacrifice a creature and draw cards. This is one of the cards there is. It's missing from Bloomburrow. They had this stuff during playtesting. They removed those cards from black. So when black does things, it can activate if you sacrifice food. Here, if you sacrifice a permanent, target player can mill 2 cards. So this one kind of maybe you could sacrifice babies too. Consumed by Greed is the opponent sacrificing. Monolith, you're sacrificing the artifact itself. Thornplate Intimidator, the opponent sacrificing something. Here, Wick the World Mind, you create a 1/1 black snail baby, and if you have 3 of the right colored mana, you can sacrifice it anytime you want. So you can sacrifice your babies to itself. That's kind of a wicked kind of evil that they kept in the deck. And of course, Season of Loss, I can sacrifice all my babies at once. And Rottenmouth, I can sacrifice all my babies to Rottenmouth Viper. Here, the other stuff that they thought they could take out, they sacrifice the land. You sacrifice the enchantments. Target opponent chooses to sacrifice. With here, you're foraging, so you're taking stuff out of your graveyard, or you're sacrificing food. Here, everything becomes food, so you could actually sacrifice your babies to Egret because it turns everything into food. But you notice that there's none of this stuff. There's none of this stuff. There's none of that stuff. They took it out. So the question you have to ask yourself, valued viewer, is Wizards of the Coast truly that evil that they left this stuff in, or are they incompetent? Because they left in Season of Loss, they left in Rottenmouth Viper, and they left in Fountain Port, where you can sacrifice a token and draw a card. So no matter where you get your 1/1 babies from, whether you get them from the land, or from Gifted Tap Fish, or from Offspring Mechanism, it's seeped into the land, ladies and gentlemen. You can sacrifice your babies to Fountain Port. And I got 4 copies of that sucker in here. which is technically a disadvantage because Arena tends to give you your non-basic lands up front, but I don't care. We're just doing it. You should know I have a Restless Vents in here, so we can get a 2/3 black and red insect creature with Menace, and I can discard and draw a card if I attack with that. But that's basically, I got one Demolition Field as well, and a couple Fabled Passage to help out with the landfall on the Iridescent Vine Lasher. That's basically the deck. And seeing as Wizards of the Coast tested this and found the incentive and started stripping out these sacrificial black spells, and there's still so many ways to sacrifice. Plus, they didn't alter anything before and after the set. So, incompetent or evil? Which are they? Are they both? Can you be both? Can you be both incompetent and evil? Oh, after this is over, I'm going to take a good long shower. I'm going to start making poison decks again. I'm going to make discard decks again. I'm going to make mill decks again. I'm going to be so less evil than tonight. And I just got enough achievements calling myself the Virtuous now for my title. How is that? I apologize for being gone for so long. The day after I created this deck, I had a problem at my house where there was flooding. And then we had family over, and when I say family, I mean they were like multiple teenage boys running around making so much noise there was no way I could get a recording in. After that was a day-long birthday celebration that I'm not going to go into my entire life. And you'll for that. Land. We do need lots of land to start. I need 4 lands to start. So we'll take the lands. But I feel like I've been away a full month. I haven't looked at the date stamp for the last time I published, but I was near the end of a series called The 12 Days of Bloomburrow. This is the 12th day. And people were wondering what the tribal element might be, because I did, on the first 10 days, I did all of the in-your-face, blunt, upfront things that Wizard told us, hey, this is the animal that you choose if you want to do animal tribal. Let's see, do we want to take away anything? No, I don't mind putting this out now. Just as kind of like a canary in the coal mine. It can't block or anything, so it's just going to hit them for 2 each turn until they deal with it. I was hoping for another land. We'll pay the offspring cost. We'll start making babies. That's what offspring means, right? Making the little ones. None of this matters because that's summoning sickness, so whatever I give it. When I can't attack, I always choose trample. I'll attack with the bat. I need a 5th land so I can play my Season of Loss. I'm just going to chump block with these in the meantime, probably. They can't help themselves, can they? Ooh, that one flies now and everything. They're not going to attack with the flyer? Why aren't they? I block with the baby. Why wouldn't they attack with the flyer? I don't get that. Okay, we're going to do Consumed by Greed. They'll get rid of the Squire. I do get my 5th land. They lose a life from that. I get double strike now. I don't attack with it. Manifold Mouse is just going to be a chump blocker. And I'm hoping they put down... I was hoping they put down one more creature, but whatever. So I'm going to get some nice life gain when they attack here. Should I bother again? I should be able to get at least one more creature out of this, right? Nice. Why are they saying nice? I'm putting down a 1/2 and a 1/1. And I'm tapping out to do it. Do they understand this is a trick? That's actually a problem. That is way too many creatures all of a sudden. If I do... No, I think I just have to do this. They still get to keep 2 creatures. That Regal. That card is messed up. I'm still nearly dead. And they just got the 5 lands and just nothing but spells. Isn't that lovely? Needed to empty their hand. That is not enough. I needed 1 more land so I could pay the offspring and have 2 blockers, and even that wasn't going to be enough. They just take the live hit, and that's going to be game. Well, they get first strike and everything. So even when I block, I mean, I'll survive, but I guess I should get rid of this one, really, if I was going to live. Yeah, that's how we lose. They get exactly the land that they need, and just nothing but threat. And I get my 1/2s. And not nearly enough removal. Let's try that again. Notice they didn't give me any of my normal sacrifice spells, so that I could pinpoint the biggest threats to eliminate. The way that Arena is supposed to shuffle and deal, there's supposed to be a variety. You saw my opponent got a nice variety of creatures. Here, we're just getting all creatures and none of the spells. And that's not right. Since it's black, let's put out something now for them to destroy. Black can't resist themselves. I want to keep my Vine Lashers sort of hale and healthy in one piece. Come on, kill it. You know why? You know you want to. They still take a point of damage from that. We pay the offspring cost. We see if they have more removal. Wow. They did nothing. They've got something because they're holding up initiative every second. 4 landfall triggers. The adults and the babies all throwing rocks at them. Look at the cute little lizard assassin. No, he's a cute little baby. Oh, we're going to do that again. Oh, yeah. Let's take the soul basic mountain. 4 more triggers. Life is good. I'm not sure what they're holding on to. Wow, that is a disgustingly powerful card. Eat some landfall triggers. Oh, they're not going to like me. If I pay this for the offspring cost... And then I cast this and I sacrifice one creature. So their lifelinker is not around. I do 2 damage from the mage. And then I still have enough creatures left to do exactly lethal on the next turn. 5-turn kill, ladies and gentlemen. Big Man Japan is out of here. Welcome to the last day of the 12 days of Bloomburrow. How do we win? We sacrifice the baby. To the management at YouTube, this is a game only. It's an online playing game. All infant sacrifice are digital only, and they felt no pain. This is Tpull, the virtuous. Thank you for tuning in. Nobody report me and send police to my house to arrest me. Thank you. Hello. You know, I just won a 5-turn kill, so I expect to lose now. They do nothing. Let's put out a bat. This way I can sacrifice it and use Annihilating Glare in case they get... Yeah, we don't care. We don't care about that, do we? We do care about not getting land. We'll do this, I guess. It's not the best move. But they didn't give me land. They get land. They get to ramp right past me. I can't have that thing attacking and getting all the land. I feel bad for leaving 3 untapped lands there. Do you do anything over here? Look at their pet. I don't have that pet yet, I don't think. Oh, they can full cast the Overlord of the Hauntwoods. They get more land. What can I do against that? I can't even get the kids out, so to speak. We can do a chump blocker. Two more points over their head. If I'm just going to keep missing land drops, it's over. They've obviously built to ramp and to get these massive creatures, and now they even have trample. And that's a tap land, which is not enough. Just put this down. Got them down to 8. Unfortunately, they're going to get me down to like 8 as well. But we can do this finally. Ooh, nice. Yeah, notice they have just enough land. They didn't play a land, but they get Primal Hunger and they get the mythic rare Bomb from Foundations. Sure. Just like that, they nearly even things up. Just everybody sacrifice all the creatures, please. Did they have reach? Yeah, it did. So, good thing I didn't try and attack. You have to sacrifice 5 creatures. They're always, like, stunned when I play Season of Lost. Like, they can't figure out that they should just click fast. They're still clicking in order of which they prefer to lose their creatures. They can't help themselves. We're just going to pass from here on. This has a 7-turn clock on it. See if they have another mythic rare to throw at us. It's not bad. But they don't have any life gain, do they? Trigger. I could make them sacrifice that. They'd probably attack first. They've got 9 energy. They can cast just about any... Oh, look, of course. Of course. I'd have to pay 7 life just to target it. I don't have anything to deal with that right now. I guess I should have drawn more cards. 2 triggers? There's nothing really to bring back with Ackle, so let's pay the Offspring. They've basically got to discard their cards. But this has First Strike and Lifelink, so there's just... I think I still lost. Why? Because they got 2 mythic rares. See, look, there's another... They're just throwing away mythic rares. They don't need them. They just don't need them. I couldn't get past a First Strike Lifelink with Reach. Does it have Trample, too? Yeah, it's got Reach and Trample and First Strike. This is a busted card. See, look at that. And what do I get? I get a land. If I could bring a creature back, it would be a Manifold Mouse. I'm just going to scoop. I did mention I thought I was going to lose this time, right? Because I had a 5-turn kill. Yeah, I got rid of your Mythic Rare Bomb, so you just full hard cast the very next Mythic Rare Bomb that was identical. That's a lot of variety, Arena. Thanks for putting that in their upper 20 cards. 2 of those Mythic Rare Bombs in their upper. That wasn't even 20. That was like, what, 15, 14? So you can't see we can be defeated. Because also notice they didn't give me any of the sacrifice cards except the 1 Season of Lost. All of the others, we've got like 9 other cards that sacrifice creatures. One's just for card draw, but still, didn't get any of them. Nice variety. This is the problem when you go to build a deck and Arena doesn't want you to win, is you build a deck and there does have to be a combo, right? You do need to have the other spells, the instants and sorceries at some point. And if they're not going to give them to you, then a lot of this is just not going to be sufficient. Oh, aggro speed deck. Yeah, this is going to be haste. They didn't give me the right cards to start to get through this either, so this could be rough. We'll just put out a bat to start with. When all else fails and you don't want to see me win, give me against mono red aggro and let red start first. That's fair. Put me against an all haste deck and let them start first. This is what happened when I used to go into ranked. I'm not even going into ranked anymore. Yep, complete with the lizard synergy. Let's get more than one of them at the same time. Of course, you have the buff up because it's mono red aggro. When don't they get one of those in their opening hand? I can't block anyway, so none of this matters. And they land starved me. Okay, I can't even. Arena's desperate. First mythic rares, then mono red aggro, and they make me miss the land drop, and they didn't let me go first. It's usually just two of those three things. It's like you either let them go first and land starve me, or land starve me in mono red, or mono red and they get to go first. But in mono red, they get to go first and you land starve me all at the same time. They've now given me more land in my opening hand than I got the entire last match. Because they're only allowed to stack the deck against me. Notice we have what I say you really should have. Let's see. That'll come in tapped for now, that's fine. We have creatures, and we have instants and sorceries. We have an actual natural variety you would get if you did a good random shuffling of a deck. Blocking that. Reveal the face down permanent. Oh, that's a terrible thing to have to do. Let's do this. We're going to sacrifice the adult this time. Target you for a point of damage. And they're tapped, so we can swing in and attack as well. That's all I'm going to do. And they managed to ramp. Triggers. Oh shoot, I had another Vine Lasher up there in my hand. Alright. Offspring, autopay. Sacrifice a creature to get rid of the threat. Sacrifice the infant. Still does the damage because it died. No attacks. They had a Kona Rescue Beastie to put more permanents on the battlefield. Hellish Norn? Wow. Yeah, Hellish Norn can't stay. You know what, though? Hang on a second. Hellish Norn prevents... Yeah, don't cause abilities. So you need to go now. I don't need to sacrifice anything. I can just pay and exile it. And then I get to attack. They trade. Was this a land? Is that why you haven't transformed it? Yep, it was a land. A useless land. They take another point from the Steampat Charger dying. Oh, nice. Mythic Rare to the rescue. On curve Mythic Rare. More basic land. They can now cast anything they want. Let's throw you down there. No attacks. I just want land now. We're running out of land. They took the mouse? Out of everything, you took the mouse. Can I bring a creature back? Would it do me any good to bring back a Steam Path Charger? They can exile a token, and it wouldn't come back. Oh, hello. They're going to exile the adult and gift me another baby. Tap fish. Triggers. Ooh, that's kind of a good card. Treasure. Pass the turn. Jimmel alone, each turn getting an additional spell could even things up for them pretty well. Yeah, why don't you attack me with those? That was a big turn. That's what I needed. I'm not going to run into that. No. No, I'm not. That's almost all the land out of their deck already. Nice. I have to block. I'm just going to block the one. Zopendrill exiles and comes back. So now they have 3 blockers again. And they still get something from Chimmel. So maybe Ackle wasn't the right card to keep on top. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. Hey, Wizards wanted to bring landfall back. That wasn't my fault. Oh, we got an Aether Drift back. Woohoo! Alright. Well, I am playing an evil deck. I guess that's a fitting reward. I have not been able to get behind Aether Drift yet. Maybe I'll come around. Okay, I think I'm supposed to mulligan because they didn't give me any color land at all. That's bad. I wouldn't have been able to cast anything. I guess we keep this and get rid of the expensive card. And our opponent is unknown ID. It's unknown when they will start. No. Okay, slightly better. Still end up with a bunch of lands that don't have any color. 3 Fountain Ports, thank you. Let's get rid of this thing now. We don't need the toxic stuff. I am playing a sacrificial deck, so I guess it makes sense. It should only be natural that I should be paired up against poison decks, right? Surprised it took this long. A poison deck that gains life. Oh. Yeah, bring it on, bring it on. Got card draw out of it and everything. Now, if they have a protection spell for 1 mana, then I'm in trouble. Sack the baby. We're alive. More offspring, please. I'm already out of ammo from that. And their next threat is a 4/4 with haste. Come on through. Why not? Do I play that? I guess so. Oh, we made them think like they're blue. They take the adult. They could have gotten rid of the token. Oh, so even destroying it doesn't do any good. They'll just bring it back. And that's a haste with toxic. That's all we're gonna do. Took us a life. We made a 1/1. They bring that through again. We block the 4 points of damage anyway. I don't need to sacrifice anything. We'll just exile it. And now I really am out of ammo. And they magically don't draw any more land. They have all the land that they need. They're only getting spells now. Mm-hmm. They just got 6 life. Okay. I was thinking it was going to get better than just land. Ugh, they take so long. Let's get a card draw out of this. Oh, that's better. Except it comes in tapped. Not sure how I'm supposed to recover from this. Because they got 2 of these down, they're going to get up to 20 life. It was too hard for them to figure their way through it. So they use a board wipe. What can I do here? I can create a token. I can create another token. Man, I really flooded out with land. How much do I need? 5? I can do that. Let's give them as much life as they can stand. Everything comes in tap, so I can't block anything, so I'm going to die from poison. I deserve it, right? I made this deck. Okay, they're taking way too long for some reason. They already had me. They already had me. I was drawing lands when I needed to draw spells. You notice, in the old days, Magic would give me the most expensive card in my deck. I haven't gotten the Rottenmouth Viper the entire game. This entire series, the entire night, it hasn't come up. No land on my first draw. No land on my second draw. So just to get a land that works, I need to upset the apple cart. This does not bode well. You'll notice my shuffle and deals are really bad this time around. Yeah. Really bad. You already made me lose to poison. Why are you land starving me? Arena. You've doubly made sure I can't gain life. Are you trying to tell me something? They want to make this a no land again. I mean, I can actually do something here. I can exile one of these. It's the wrong one because this is going to gain a point. I'm dead anyway on turn 5, even with the one creature removal, but yeah. You see, I don't edit these. I'm not chopping them up. They're not being delivered out of order. I've gotten land starved twice, and one time they gave me no colored land, so I had to mulligan. This is already more than anybody should get in a single night, let alone just in one little series of a few games. Mm-hmm. I do need 2 black sources. And we do need 4 lands to make it work. Opponent has 3 lands, all of which gain them life. In a perfect curve, I get another colorless land. But you know what? I can afford to pay for my offspring finally. We'll take it. I might be tempted to do something else, but the name of the deck is Sack the Baby, so I'm sticking with the theme tonight. Extra points of damage. I can pay the offspring cost. Let's bring her down. Congratulations, it's a boy! Oh, that's delicious. They're not giving me land yet, but eventually someday they'll have to, right? Let's just pass the turn. This kind of deck doesn't carry board wipes, do they? Just like Giant Growths. Okay. 1 down. But they don't feel they can attack. Oh, that's lovely. Let's start with this, because I need more offspring. And then the thing they should be really afraid of. 4 landfall triggers. That's a good boy. You get to stay. Consumed by greed on the top. Thank you, Arena, for finally giving me a good deal. I only had to wade through on-curve duplicate mythic rares, land starvation, mono red aggro, and poison decks. That's all it had to take for me to finally get a good match. I don't know if I should say this is a good match. A match that went my way. Oh, that's a sacrificial candidate right there. What do I care about taking 5 points of damage at this point? Nobody cares about that. How many do I need? 6, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good game. I haven't even finished dealing damage to you on this turn yet. Down to 4. Yeah, Skylight Squire is probably not enough. You have to choose a creature to sacrifice. Choose another creature to sacrifice. And then you lose 5. Because that's how many creatures I had on my deck. We got an achievement. By sacrificing the babies, we get an achievement. And a card. Branch of Itsugatsu. Okay. Let's go track our progress here. We are in Color Mastery Green. And we didn't have a green deck. Put 2 or more lands in play in a single turn 100 times over any number of games. Ta-da! And I will do more with achievements another time. I'm going to put together a guide that's going to help you all get achievements faster. And you can use my deck list to do it. I'll point out which ones are good at achieving which things. But yeah, probably the most evil deck I've ever created in my life. The Wizards of the Coast people recognized that this was happening, that during their playtesting before this was ever released to the public, that their baby 1/1s for advantage. They didn't think that was the proper message they should put out into the world. So they took the type of normal staple, black staple cards that involve sacrificing your own creature, and they took a lot of them out. So in case you're wondering why you can only make the opponent sacrifice stuff instead of sacrificing your own creatures, there's only a couple of things. There's Season of Loss, there's the Snail card, there's Rottenmouth Viper, and there's Fountain Port. So again, was Wizards of the Coast incompetent, or were they evil? Because they let me put together a deck that let me do all of this. And somebody else is going to have to run a counter and count up how many babies I sacrificed tonight, because it was a lot. Oh, what am I going to do with this game? All right. We have to thank our patron, Sujik. I don't know if this was what you were thinking when you decided to sponsor me, but I appreciate you, buddy. Hang in there. There is a Patreon link below if you do want to support the channel. As always, if you do anything to support the channel, it can be a like, it can be a subscribe, it can be leaving a comment. If you can't willing to count up the number of offspring that died in the course of making this video and give me a number in the comments below, that would be cool. We'll have something different for you next time. Probably something less evil, like a poison deck, maybe like an all-exiled deck, something like that, something that's, on the lower rungs of evil, not quite such the high epitome of evil that we did here tonight. So, That's all I have for you, everybody. This is Travis from Tpull's Corner. Have a good one.